Welcome to you, to hear the place that will help you understand Shakespeare. My name is Jen Donovan. I'm a former English teacher, a current professional actor, a writer of books, lover of Shakespeare, helping you to understand what this man has written. Because the fact of the matter is, it's not so hard so long as you overcome the 3 P's. We know them: poetry, performance, prior knowledge. This is a play, it's a script. You need actors, you need people that know how to read these aloud while also performing. Poetry. It's hard to read poetry, we're used to prose, but it's a simple thing that we can decode. Just some inverted syntax here, some pentameter there, a little bit of rhyming. No need to worry. Just extended metaphors. And then, of course, last of all, prior knowledge. Shakespeare knows more than us. That's one reason he's so smart. But with a good edition, like the one that I have, the Norton Shakespeare, and this episode here, then you can easily figure out what he means. We're going to dive into Act 3, Scene 4. This is where Polonius's plan sort of reaches ahead. He's spying on Queen Gertrude, who is sent for Hamlet, trying to ascertain why exactly Hamlet has gone mad. Spoiler, he hasn't, he's just pretending. But Polonius believes it's because he is stuck on his daughter Ophelia. So, he's hiding behind an arras, a wall tapestry, to overhear a conversation. Furthermore, what else is going on? Hamlet has just confirmed, at least in his eyes, that King Claudius is guilty. He has killed King Hamlet. Hamlet must enact revenge. In fact, Hamlet could have just done the deed. They were just alone together, but he caught Claudius while he was praying, or while he thought he was praying. As a result, Hamlet did not want to kill him while he was praying and send his soul to heaven, so he has forestalled it. So Hamlet is murderous, he is angry, he is justified, he is rip-raring, ready to go, where before there was delay, there was timidity, there was uncertainty. Now there is only his revenge. He has come now to his mother, where he has vowed to speak daggers, though use none. He wants to be very cruel, because he's got some unresolved mommy issues. Let's see what those are, here in Act 3, Scene 4. Enter Queen and Polonius. I will come straight, and that apostrophe always means he. You will come straight, meaning immediately. Look, you lay home to him, meaning be sure to rebuke him thoroughly. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace hath screened and stood between much heat and him. Your grace is a way of referring to royalty, so that you have screened and stood between much heat and him. You're protecting him from all his pranks. He's gone too far, so scold him. I'll silence me even here. Pray you, be round. And this is something that that Polonius is always saying. He's always saying be round. It means be blunt, be direct, even though he himself is quite spyish. So when he says that he's going to silence him there, he's going to go hide behind a tapestry. Hamlet within is calling, Mother, Mother, Mother. The Queen says, I'll warn you, fear me not, meaning do not doubt me. Withdraw, I hear him coming. So Polonius hides and enter Hamlet. And Hamlet asks, Now, Mother, what's the matter? Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended. Mother, you have my father much offended. So the way that what he means here is she is using Claudius, your stepfather, as your father. He's referring to Hamlet Sr., whom he sees Gertrude as betraying by marrying another man, namely his brother. So already he's doing his thing. Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue. Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue. Why, how now, Hamlet? How now means what's this? What are you doing? What's the matter now? Have you forgot me? Meaning forgotten the respect that you owe me as your mother. So one thing you are seeing here is that they are speaking in iambic pentameter. That's why Hamlet's line, what's the matter now, starts over to the right, and the Queen is on the left. Why, how now, Hamlet? What's the matter now? Have you forgot me? No, by the rude, not so. Have you forgot me? No, by the rude, not so. One thing about iambic pentameter is Shakespeare sometimes breaks it. To be or not to be, that is the question. Iambic pentameter, but it is actually 11 beats, not 10. You're allowed to break the rules when you know the rules. Regardless, know by the rood that the rood is the rod, the cross of Christ. Right, so have you forgotten me? No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother. So would that it were not so, meaning, and I wish it wasn't the case, you are also my mother. Queen says, nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak, meaning you who can deal with you, someone as impossibly rude as you. Come and sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass, a mirror, where you may see the inmost part of you. So remember, what he wants to do is really expose Gertrude to herself for what she is. So he says, I'm going to set up a glass for you to see the inmost part of you, for you to see how vile and wicked you really are. He's really mad at his mom, almost murderous, although he has resolved not to do that. And this is all in the acting here. Come and sit you down. Perhaps there's something physical there. Because how does the queen act? She says, what wilt thou do? What are you going to do? Thou wilt not murder me. So, she's so terrified that she asks for help. She screams, help! Ho! And Polonius breaks his silence. He says, what ho? Help! Hamlet, how now? A rat? So he thinks, what is this? A rat. Not a literal rat, but there's someone listening. He stabs through the arras and kills Polonius. Dead for a ducat. Dead. Meaning, I bet a ducat I have killed it. A form of currency. Polonius, in classic Shakespeare fashion, gets to announce the fact that he is dead. Oh, I am slain. Queen, oh me, what hast thou done? Nay, I know not. Is it the king? So he has just acted incredibly rashly. He's hoping that it's King Claudius that he's done it. Because then he's also captured Claudius in the middle of a little bit of, let's say, it's not as virtuous as praying, this spying. He parts the arras, discovering Polonius. Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this. A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother. As kill a king? So Hamlet immediately feels no sorrow. He does not go, Polonius, or oh no, what have I done? He goes, yes, it is a bloody deed. And it's almost as bad, good mother, as killing a king and marrying with his brother, what he's now accusing her of doing. So he's like, I'm not the villain here, you are. He came here with this singular purpose to verbally berate his mother. And even second-degree homicide, it was not going to stop him from doing that. The queen says, kill a king. Now, notice that he's accusing her of killing him. Maybe not literally pouring the poison, but he's equivocating some crimes against her. Hamlet, aye, lady, it was my word. Now to Polonius, thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy better, meaning I thought you were someone better than you. I thought you were Claudius. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy is some danger. So if those who are found to be nosy, Polonius is very nosy, very curious, are in some danger. Leave wringing of your hands. Peace. Sit you down. So leave wringing of your hands. There's that dash there, meaning now he's talking to his mother, Gertrude. She's wringing her hands. She's nervous. She's distraught. She's scared. So he says, leave that. Peace. Sit you down and let me wring your heart. For so I shall. And if it be made of penetrable stuff, if damned custom have not brazed it so, that is proof and bulwark against sense. So he's gonna wring her heart out like a towel, like getting water out of it. He's gonna really, he has some words for her, even though he's just killed someone. So he says that he shall wring her heart if it's made of penetrable stuff, and if damned custom being a sinful habit, damned being sinful, custom being customary, a custom that you follow, a habit. Have not brazed it so that it be proof and bulwark against sense, meaning that it's been so brazen that it is impenetrably fortified against natural feeling. So just in case you have gone numb from your sinful effects, if you have any softness of heart, I will wring it out. Queen, what have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me? Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there. Setting a blister there, and so prostitutes, among other criminals, were branded on the forehead during the 16th and 17th centuries. So you've taken the rose off the fair forehead of innocent love, and you set a blister there, making it prostitution. Make marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths. Dicers, those who play dice gambling, they're going to be liars. Oh, such a deed as from the body of contraction, a marriage contract, plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words. A rhapsody means meaningless jumble. Heaven's face does glow o'er this solidity and compound mass, with heated visage as against the doom, is thought sick at the act. So heaven's face does glow, it blushes o'er this solidity and compound mass, over this solid earth, with heated visage as against the doom, as against preparing for the last judgment. It's thought sick at the act of what you have done. You've blurred grace and modesty. You're a hypocrite. You've called yourself virtuous when in fact you're incestuous and filled with lust. Pretty much he is so caught up on her abandoning so quickly his dad and getting with his uncle. And Queen Gertrude, this is news to her. Queen, ay me, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index? The table of contents, the prefix. So what act is this? What have I done? So she really is in the dark. And now maybe she could play this as She does know, and she's being coy, she's trying to avoid it, or she could be truly dumbfounded. Look here upon this picture. So he pulls out a picture, and he pulls it out, or perhaps it's up on the wall, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. Presentment is a painted portrayal of two brothers. So now he's comparing the brothers again. He's doing this a lot. He did this in Act 1, Scene 2. Hyperion to a satyr, Hamlet to Hercules. See what a grace was seated on this brow. So this is his father. Hyperion, the sun god's curls. The front, the forehead of Jove himself, king of the gods. An eye like Mars, the war god, to threaten and command. A station like the herald Mercury. Mercury was, he had a stance like the winged herald of the gods. He was very quick, right? New lighted on a heaven-kissing hill. So newly lighted on the heaven-kissing hill, a hill that's very high. A combination and a form indeed, where every god did seem to set his seal, to give the world assurance of a man. So the combination of all of his parts, the form of his body, it's like every god in the Roman pantheon gave their best feature to him, to set their seal, to mark him with the assurance of this man. This was your husband. Look you now what follows. Here is your husband. So now here is Claudius. Like a mildewed ear, an ear of grain that has mildew in it. Like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. When he's blasting his wholesome brother, he is infecting it. So if a grain blasts other brain, it's going to be spreading this mildewnous infection. And there's a little bit of a reference to the poison, right? He literally blasted his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? So you go from a fair mountain, leave to feed and batten on the moor, glut yourself in poor pasture land. All right. So would you leave a high and fruitful, great place to graze, and now go down to a place where it's very poor and it's low and it's awful? So again, comparing the two. Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday in the blood is tame. The heyday in the blood, the excitement of sexual passion, is tame. It's humble and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? He's marking the two kings. So he's saying, like, it was not love. You're too old to feel sexual excitement. Sexual excitement in older people has gone dormant. It's like it's died and it's waiting for judgment. Sensation, the five senses. Sense, sure you have. You have sensation, you have the five senses. Else could you not have motion, meaning your body couldn't move. But sure that sense is apoplexed, paralyzed. For madness would not would not commit error, nor sense to ecstasy, nor your senses go to madness, was ne'er so thralled, but it reserves some quantity of choice to serve in such a difference. All right, never was anyone so enslaved by madness that did not retain some ability to choose between such different men. So it's impossible to be so mad that you could not see the difference between these two men. What devil was it that thus hath cozened you at Hoodman blind? So this is that in this way has cheated you in blind men's bluff. It's as if her second husband has been put in her way while she was groping around blindfolded. Like, oh, here we go. Oh, guess who's now there? So who has tricked you? What devil is it that hath cozened you at Hoodman's blind? Eyes without feeling, feeling without sight, ears without hands or eyes, smelling sans all, without having any other sense. Sans means without. So your eyes don't have feeling. Your feeling doesn't have sight. Your ears don't have hands or sight, and your smelling doesn't have anything. Or but a sickly part of one true sense could not so mope, could not be so obtuse. A sickly, perverse, not healthy part of one sense could not be so obtuse in this. O shame, where is thy blush? Rebellious hell, if thou canst mutine in a matron's bone. So if hell can make a mutiny in matron, that's the opposite of a maid. A matron is a married woman's bones. To flaming youth, let virtue be as wax and melt in her own fire. So to flaming youth, let virtue be as wax. So the virtue is wax and melt in her own fire, the own fire of this hell. So you're gonna melt in the youth's own fire. The virtue melts by hell's flames, right? Proclaim no shame when the compulsive ardor gives the charge, the order to attack, since frost itself as actively doth burn, and reason pardons will. So mature reason abets lust rather than restraining it. You justify your actions, right? So when compulsive ardor being intense emotion, it compulses you to give charge, to attack. Frost itself as actively doth burn. Generally, emotions are seen as fiery and passionate, whereas reason is seen as cool and level-headed. It's why if you kill someone in cold blood, you do it without emotion, but you do it really thought out and reasonable. Not reasonable, but like using your reason to justify it. You had a plan. That's why it's cold blood. As opposed to second-degree homicide, it's in the heat of the moment, it's in the heat of your passions, what Hamlet just did. And reason will pardon will. O Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turnst my very eyes into my soul. So his plan to hold up a glass is working. She's looking now at her own soul. And there I see such black and grieved spots as will leave there their tinct. Having those two different there is a little tough. They're tinct. It means means their color. So there's black and grieved spots all over her soul, and they're making her soul black and tinted and gray. Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, and enseamed means greasy, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty, over a pigsty. All right. Oh, speak to me no more. These words like daggers enter in my ears. So it's like she's stabbing with his words. And this is exactly what he said. He's going to speak daggers to her. Hey, mission accomplished, Hamlet. No more, sweet Hamlet. A murderer and a villain. A slave that is not 20th part the kith, the likeness of your precedent, meaning previous lord. A vice of kings. And Morelli plays the vice was the buffoon who personified evil. So he's a vice of kings. He is a buffoon who personifies evil of kings. A cutpurse, he's a pickpocket of the empire and the rule that from a shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket. No more. A king of shreds and patches, meaning of motley. He's wearing the costume of a jester. These are all insults against King Claudius. He's a murderer, a villain. He's not a 20th of the man he previously was married to. He's a buffoon. He's evil. He's a pickpocket. He's a thief. He's a king of. He's a joke. Right, so the ghost enters, and he immediately is going to cut himself off and seeing the ghost now address him. Save me and hover o'er me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure? So he's asking for protection by the angels, heavenly guards. Now he's asking, what would your gracious figure? What is your will? Queen, alas, he's mad. Meaning the queen doesn't see the ghost. This complicates things because the queen doesn't see the ghost. Does she not see it because the ghost doesn't want to be seen? Or is it actually a manifestation of Hamlet's madness? Is Hamlet actually mad? Is it not an antic disposition, but actually the very fruit of ecstasy itself? So alas, he's mad. Do you not come your tardy son to chide? Tardy being literally how we usually use tardy, like you're late. He's late because he has not yet committed the revenge. If you come to chide, to rebuke and to nag your tardy son that lapsed in time and passion, let's go by the important acting of your dread command. So I was lapsed in time. Time has passed. I was lapsed in passion. I did not have the passion I should have. And I let the urgent acting of your dread command revenge. Is that why you're here? You're here to chide me, to nag me, to reprimand me? Oh, say. Ghost says, do not forget. This visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. So whet, W-H-E-T, means sharpen. His purpose has been blunted. It's like a knife. It should be sharp and to the point. Instead, it's blunted, meaning he's lost his true aim. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. O step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit in weakest bodies, strongest work. So conceit is imagination. Speak to her, Hamlet. So the ghost is now going to counsel that Hamlet actually speaks to Gertrude and stops berating her. Remember, he said, don't do anything to your mother. It was only to Claudius that the ghost wanted anything done. So when she's amazed, this isn't like, wow, this is so great, but it's true amazement. It's awe. It's terror. She is lost. So he says, step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit, imagination, and weakest bodies, there's that idea that women are the weaker sex. So imagination is stronger in those who have weaker bodies. So clearly her inner imagination, a faculty of her soul, the very thing that she now feels is black and grieved, is causing her a lot of problems. She's having a crisis of conscience. She's scared. There's been a murder. Now her son's going mad. She's going through a lot in a really short amount of time. All this in the span of just a couple minutes. So he says, speak to her, Hamlet. And Hamlet is going to have to pull a 180. How is it with you, lady? How how is this all sitting with you? Are you okay? That itself would be pretty unnerving. Alas, how is it with you that you do bend your eye on vacancy? So you're pointing your eye on vacancy on something that's not there. And with the incorporeal air, bodiless air, do hold discourse, have a conversation. Forth at your eyes your spirits wildly peep, and as the sleeping soldiers in the alarm, the call to arms, your bedded hair like life in excrement start up and stand on end. So at your eyes your spirits wildly peep, they look around, and like sleeping soldiers who jump up when they have a call to arms, they're asleep, hey, to arms, we have to fight, they jump up and they get ready. All of the hair on your head, your bedded hair, like life in excrements, like an insensate outgrowth used of nails and hairs. It's bedded, is formerly flat and inert. It jumps out. Your hair starts up and stands on end. O gentle sun, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper, unbalanced mind, sprinkle cool patience. So there, his distemper, his unbalanced mind, that's all hot and aflame. Instead, patience is cool. So sprinkle that. Stop being so unbalanced. Whereon do you look? So what are you looking at? On him. Look you, how pale he glares. His form and cause conjoined, preaching to stones. So his form and his cause, his appearance is joined with his reason for his appearance. It's his form and cause conjoined, joined together. Preaching to stones would make them capable. Do not look upon me. So preaching to stones would make them capable. Probably he would move stones to act. It's sort of like when Jesus on Palm Sunday is entering into Jerusalem. They say, tell your disciples to stop shouting out. And he says, the very stones themselves would shout out. Perhaps that this ghost who has so worthy a cause in Hamlet's eyes were to preach to stones, the stones themselves would be capable of revenge, to be so moved by his words. To the ghost, do not look upon me, lest with this piteous action you convert my stern effects. So if you look at me with this piteous action, you change me to mercy, my stern effects, my intended acts. So he doesn't want to be converted by the ghost. He wants to be cruel to his mother. Then what I have to do will want true color, tears perchance for blood. What I have to do will want true color, means will not be as it should, since he's crying colorless tears instead of shedding red blood. Queen, to whom do you speak? Do you see nothing here? Nothing at all. Yet all that is I see. Nor did you nothing hear, so you didn't hear nothing either. No, nothing but ourselves. Why, look you there. Look how it steals away. My father in his habit as he lives, and my father looking like he did when he was alive. Look where he goes even now, out at the portal, out the door, and the ghost leaves. This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation ecstasy is very cunning in. So this type of hallucination is a particular skill or cunning of madness. My pulse as yours to temperately keep time and makes as healthful music. So my pulse, he's not overly elated, he's not ecstatic, he's not mad. His pulse is temperately keeping time. If it was intemperate, it'd be too fast or too slow. It is just at the right time, and he's keeping that beat as if it was making music, which is helpful. It is not madness that I have uttered. Bring me to the test, and I the matter will reword. Will repeat exactly. So if you give me a test, apparently, hey, I'm going to read this to you, and now read it back to me, or say it back to me, I will reword the matter, which madness would gamble from. It would skitter away from it. Madness can't do that. Mother, for love of grace, lay not the flattering unction to your soul, that not your trespass but my madness speaks. Flattering unctions do not apply an ointment that relieves pain but does not heal. And this contrasted to a sacramental unction that blesses the soul. Right? This would be anointing of the sick, where it can help heal your body but also heal the soul. So he says, lay not the flattering unction to your soul, that not your trespass but my madness speaks. It will but skin, meaning cover, and film the ulcerous place, whilst rank corruption, mining all within, infects unseen. So do not just lay a flattery over your soul, because it's only going to cover the thing, right? It will film, it will cover with the skin the ulcerous place. There's an ulcer. Whilst rank corruption, mining, meaning undermining all within, will infect unseen. It's like you have an ulcer and you just cover and go, see, it's nothing there. It's going to keep spreading and infecting. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them rancor. So you spread compost on weeds, compost like a fertilizer, compost like all this like vegetables and fruits and these types of things you set out to decompose and decay. Don't put that on weeds, thereby making weeds, which are already an intrusion and bad, rancor, which is grosser, fat, worse, lowly. Forgive me this my virtue. My virtue is exhortation. So he says, so forgive me for exhorting you to virtue, which is to repent and to confess your sin and thereby actually heal your soul. For in the fatness of these pursy times, the fatness of these gross times, of these flabby times, virtue itself of vice must pardon beg. So he sees himself as virtuous, and he's begging pardon from vice, who is his mother. Yeah, curb, meaning bow, and woo for leave to do him good. Woo for permission to do him good. O Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain, you've cut my heart in two. Oh, throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half. So if I've cut your heart in two, whichever part is worse, throw it away, and you're going to live more purely for having the better part. Good night, but go not to my uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. So I mean, put on the actions, act like you have it. Fake it till you make it if you do not have the virtue. The virtue being temperance, chastity. That monster custom, who all sense doth eat, of habits devil, is devilish. So that monster custom, the custom that you are wont to do, which is monstrous, who all sense doth eat, sense being your five senses, doth eat, of habits devil, so of bad habits, is angel yet in this, that to the use of actions fair, so to the habitual practice of actions fair and good, he likewise gives a frock or livery that is aptly put on. So that monster custom, complete sense. So if it's that monster custom is angel yet in this, that to the use of actions fair. So if you're going to habitually practice good and fair actions, he likewise will give a frock or a livery. These are things that you can wear that is aptly and quickly put on. This is more of the fake it till you make it. So put on the virtue, and then you can, one day you may acquire it. Refrain tonight from going to the uncle's bed, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence, the next more easy. For use almost can change the stamp of nature, and either lodge the devil or throw him out with wondrous potency. So refrain tonight from sleeping with the uncle, and then tomorrow the next abstinence, the next refraining from sleeping will be easier. It's this idea that every time you do something, you're either going to lodge the devil or throw him out. If you commit a sin, then it's going to become easier and easier and easier to sin because you're building up this habit. If you refrain from a sin, it becomes easier and easier and easier to resist because you've built up the habit one way or another. Once more, good night, and when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll blessing beg of you. For the same Lord I do repent. But heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must there scourge and minister. So I must be heaven's agent of punishment. I will bestow him, and will answer well. So, for this same Lord, Polonius, I do repent that he killed him. Heaven has pleased it to punish me with murdering him, and this with me. So I must the scourge and minister, the agent of punishment. B, I will bestow him, I will dispose of Polonius' body, and will answer well, will take responsibility for the death I gave him. So again, good night. I must be cruel only to be kind. Tough love. Right? All of this has been, hey, I'm just doing this for your good. I came to expose your soul so that you can repent, so you can refrain from sleeping with my uncle. It's all for your good. It's only for this kindness that I have been so cruel. This bad begins and worse remains behind to follow. One word more, good lady. So this bad begins and worse remains behind. The worst is behind us. It was only badly begun. I only have one more thing to say. What shall I do? Not this, by no means that I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed. Pinch wanton on your cheek, call you his mouse, and let him for a pair of reechy kisses or paddling in your neck with his damned fingers make you to ravel all this matter out. That I essentially am not in madness, but mad in craft. Okay, so when she asks, what should I do? He says, do not do this. Do not let him tempt you back to the bed, to pinch your cheek, call you his mouse, a little pet name. Don't let him on for a pair of filthy kisses. That's what Ricci means. Don't let him fondly finger your neck with his damned fingers or make you disclose all of this matter out, everything that happened to you. You're going to keep this all secret. Do not let him know that I am essentially am not mad, but am mad in craft. I'm cunning. 'Twere good you let him know for who that's but a queen, fair, sober, wise, would from a paddock, from a bat, a gib, such dear concernings hide. So it was good that you let him know for who that's only a queen, fair, sober, wise, who from a paddock, that is a toad, from a bat, a gib, which is a tomcat, such dear concernings vital affairs hide. Who would do so? No, in despite of sense and secrecy, unpeg the basket on the house's top. The birds fly, and like the famous ape, to try conclusions in the basket creep and break your own neck down. This is a tale involving an ape who opens a wicker cage full of birds and released them from the rooftop. After climbing into the basket, he tried to imitate their flight to freedom, but died in the fall. So, when he's saying that, by no means do this. Do not let the king tempt you back into bed with lust. Do not reveal to him that I am not mad, only mad in craft. It was good that you let him know, for who that's only a queen, fair, sober, and wise, would hide such important things from a toad, a bat, or a tomcat. These are like witch-like creatures. So who would hide this? No. In despite of sense and secrecy, unpeg the basket on the house's top, let the birds fly, and like the famous ape, to try conclusions in the basement creep and break your own neck. I'm not entirely sure what that means. So who would hide such things? No, don't do it, in despite of sense and secrecy. I actually don't know what that means. There's always more, right? I don't really have a good footnote here, so I'm afraid I'm not really sure what that means. But we know that generally what it's saying is don't do these things, don't reveal these things, though it might be good to do so. And now this story has to do with an ape who has let things out. He's let these birds out, and let his curiosity and his attempt to mimic things get the worst of him and leave to fall and die. So there's probably some type of message in there. So the queen says, "Be thou assured, if words be made of breath, and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me." So if words are made of breath, and breath is made of life, I don't have life to breathe what you have said to me, so I'm going to keep this a secret. Hamlet says, "I must to England, you know that." This was also Polonius and Claudius's plan to send Hamlet away with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. It seems like Hamlet is set to do this. He's going to go to England. Queen, "Alack, I had forgot. 'Tis so concluded on." There's letters sealed. So there's letters sealed, and my two schoolfellows, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, whom I will trust as I will adders fanged, they bear the mandate. So he trusts his schoolfellows. He trusts them as much as he trusts adders fanged. Adders are poisonous snakes who has fangs. So he trusts them like two snakes, meaning he doesn't trust them at all. They will bear the sealed letters. They must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. Right? So when they sweep my way and marshal me to knavery means they're going to prepare my path and escort me into a trap, but they're also going to provoke him to crime. Let it work, meaning let it proceed. For 'tis the sport to have the engineer hoist with his own petard. This is where we get the expression hoisted by your own petard. The engineer is the designer and builder of an engine, and to be hoisted by your own petard is to be blown skyward by your own bomb for breaching enemy fortifications. So he says they are to marshal me to knavery into a trap, and he says let it work, because it is by this means that they are going to fall into the pit that they have dug for me. And it shall go hard, but I will delve 1 yard below their mines, their military tunnels, and blow them at the moon. So it'll be this hoisting by the own petard, this blast that they're going to endure from me. It will go hard. It's going to be a hard blow, and I will delve 1 yard below their mines under their military tunnels, and blow them at the moon. Oh, 'tis most sweet when in one line two crafts directly meet. That is when two devious plots meet along the same path of tunneling, which is a standard technique in siege warfare. So these two plots, his and Claudius's, are going to meet. These two crafts are going to be most directly. He indicates Polonius, "This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night indeed. This counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave, who was in life a most foolish, prating knave." Now he's going to address Polonius. "Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you, to conclude my dealings with you. Good night, mother." And he exits with Polonius's body, at which point enters the king with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. "There's matter in these sighs, these profound heaves you must translate," meaning that she is sighing and heaving. She's going to be distraught. And he says, there's matter in this. These sighs mean something. There's something profound. You must translate this language. 'Tis fit we understand them. It's appropriate that we understand what all of your heavings and sighings mean. Where is your son? Bestow this place on us a little while," meaning give us this place just for a little bit. So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern leave. "Ah, mine own lord, what I have seen tonight. What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet? Mad as the sea and wind when both contend, which is the mightier." So when the sea and the wind fight to see which one's stronger, it's like a hurricane. That's how mad he is. "In his lawless fit, behind the arras, hearing something stir, whips out his rapier, cries, 'A rat, a rat!' and in this brainish apprehension kills the unseen good old man." So she immediately tells how Hamlet in his madness has killed Polonius. "Oh, heavy deed. It had been so with us had we been there." So if we had been in his position, we would have been killed. Perhaps he was thinking about this. "His liberty is full of threats to all." So his freedom is a threat to all of us. "To you yourself, to us, to everyone. Alas, How shall this bloody deed be answered? What will we do to answer to account for this bloody deed, for this murder? It will be laid to us whose providence should have kept short, restrained, and out of haunt this mad young man. So this bloody deed is going to be blamed on us. It's our responsibility because our foresight should have kept him closely tethered on a leash, restrained, out of haunt this young man, out of public gatherings. We should have seen this coming, and we should have given him less liberty. But so much was our love, we would not understand what was most fit, but like the owner of a foul disease, to keep it from divulging, let it feed even on the pith of life. So, it was our love that we would not understand what was the most fit thing to do, the most proper thing to do. We were like the owner, the victim of a foul disease, someone who had it. To keep it from divulging, meaning being seen, let it feed. It's like I have a deadly disease, and rather than exposing that, I'm going to keep it secret and hidden, and therefore let it infect other people. So where's he gone? To draw apart the body he hath killed, or sum his very madness. Like some ore, a vein of gold, among a mineral, a mine of metal's base, shows itself pure, weeps for what is done. So in his mineral, in his base metals, his lowly metals, there's like a vein of gold, which is the goodness in him, because he's weeping for what he has done. O Gertrude, come away. The sun no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we will ship him hence. And this vile deed we must with all our majesty and skill, both countenance, meaning condone, and excuse. So we have to cover this up. We're going to send him away. Ho, Guildenstern. They enter. Friends both, go join you with some further aid. Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go, seek him out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you, haste in this. They leave. Come, Gertrude, we'll call up our wisest friends and let them know both what we mean to do and what's untimely done. So whose whisper, meaning whose whisper o'er the world's diameter, whole extent, as level as the cannon to his blank, as straight as the cannon at a target point is point blank. The cannon should be aimed to tilt at a distant target. So the whisper shoots. The whisper is as level as to the point as I'm just going to read all of this. Whose whisper o'er the world's diameter, as level as the cannon to his blank, transports his poison shot, may miss our name and hit the woundless air. So perhaps this is whispers about gossip about this whole deed. Perhaps like it will shoot over the world like a level cannon to his blank. A level cannon shooting point blank transports his poison shot and may miss our name and hit the invulnerable air. So hopefully this is going to pass over all of us, and we will not have blame laid on us for all of this. Oh, come away, my soul is full of discord and dismay. And they leave. So Polonius is dead. Hamlet has committed a murder. They're all onto him. They're going to send him away. And thus ends Act 3, Scene 4.